With Zenless Zone Zero picking up more traction patch by patch and day by day, with more and more people funneling through to the game giving it a shot, some more seasoned gacha players than others, I thought it would be a cool idea to bring you a top 5 list of limited agents in Zenless Zone Zero for 2025. This can help some of the newer players make some educated pulling decisions when it comes to pulling new agents, as well as showing you all, the Freaky Frog community, my top 5, and then in the comment section down below, you can show me your list and we can see how ours compared. At the end of the day, I want you all to know this is my opinion. My opinion isn't end all be all. I don't claim to be the honored one, so it's all cool and dandy if ours or another content creator's list differs. Just a little disclaimer, I'll be prioritizing the list to reflect what agents provide the most value to an account. Being the strongest will not get them up on the list, so keep that in mind. But before jumping into this list, I just wanted to say, yo, what up to all you new folks here? My name is Smacksen. I make ZZZ discussion-based videos that spark up talks between us, the community, as well as I'll be introducing a new game called Ananta, which is an open world gacha game hopefully coming soon. So if any of these topics interest you, feel free to hit the sub button and turn the notification bell on so you don't miss out on any future videos. If you're not already in my Discord, you should be, as next weekend I'll be hosting a cash prize PvP tournament where you can showcase your ZZZ skills to an audience as well as possibly win you some cash. So link is pinned in the comment section down below. Join up, join up. If we could set up a 5 sub goal for this video, it would be greatly appreciated, and that's enough free promo. Let's get into this. When I tell you this list was hard to make, I really do mean it. We only have about 11 limited characters in the game, so crunching it down to a top 5 list was pretty hard. Now, if you don't see your favorite agent on this list, don't worry. This doesn't mean they're not viable. I mean, you can clear all the content in the game with A ranks, so don't sweat it. But when it comes to this top 5, all 5 of these characters will provide an enormous amount of value to your account, and a good chunk of them are future proof and will hold up solid on your account for a while. With that being said, this number 5 spot is a bit controversial. There was a few agents I could have had in this spot, but ultimately with spot number 5, I chose Yun. See, at the time of this recording, if everyone that's been playing ZZZ from the beginning knew how valuable she'd be in the coming patches, I think everyone and their moms would have rolled on her. I mean, I would have. She's quite literally the only Ether DPS character in the game, and there's still no signs of that changing anytime soon. On top of that, there isn't even any A rank units that could replace her. So when you run into endgame content where they have Ether weakness and nothing else, it can be quite tricky clearing. Good news is she should be having a rerun pretty soon, and with the devs noting that Ether element will be quote unquote rare, I think when the rerun comes around, you should definitely prioritize picking her up. She's very free to play friendly, as before Astra came out, a lot of her team comp centered around free to play characters. Team 1, Jiyuan, Nicole, Ambi. Team 2, Zhuyuan, Lycon, and Rina. Even without other limited characters like Astra and Jingyi, you can still clear all kinds of content without them. Very controversial 5 spot, but what got her here was a rarity. Onto the number 4 spot, which I think a lot of you would be surprised to see so low. I decided to throw Jingyi here. See, in my opinion, this little robot fuck with a polearm is still the best universal stun character in the game. See, unlike our previous spot, Jingyi's element didn't carry her here, but instead her ability to put out insanely fast stun onto the enemies is what got her here. I know some people would argue that lighter is better, but in my personal preference, I think Jingyi takes the cake. And on top of that, she can play on damn near every team comp imaginable. She is also pretty free to play friendly and pretty easy to build. The only con is that she's very on-field demanding. She's getting a rerun soon on the second half of patch 1.5, but I'll be very careful as another electric stun character is coming out in patch 1.6 that is rumored to provide a more efficient way of providing stun as opposed to Jingyi, so I would tread carefully. But nonetheless, if you choose to pick her up on the next half of patch 1.5, I still believe she'll hold strong in your account for a long time, so no fault if you do decide to pick her up. Now onto the number 3 spot, which is where we get into the characters that will carry your account like no other. The one and only Zhongli. Oh wait, wrong game. I meant Caesar. See, Caesar, well, Caesar is one of a kind agent. Her shields and attack buffs are massive and can quite literally carry any person who isn't good at the game and gets hit by the smallest of things and make them great. Caesar can generate a shield through EX special attacks, chain attacks, and ultimates, and grants you a 1000 attack buff as well as grants anti-interrupt for all the players on the team. The anti-interrupt allows you to tank enemy attacks without being launched or flinched, which promotes a great quality of life. So for all of you snubs that can't dodge attacks, fear not, as Caesar will carry you out to the motherland, so you can focus on just throwing out as much damage as possible. Caesar is also another universal character that will be future-proof for a very long time, until she is ultimately power cut by someone that does what she does but more efficiently and better. She is also very easy to build, and also Caesar hasn't been rerun yet, which is great for those of you that are interested in her. My speculation is that she could be rerun as early as 1.6, but could also be as late as 1.7. So if you're in need of a godlike shield character, get those polychromes ready. Now onto the number 2 spot, which I think a lot of you might have expected this character to be here, or either the number 1 spot, and that's the homegirl Miyabi. See, Miyabi is by far the most powerful DPS agent in the game. Just to give you a comparison on how great her DPS is, I think she belongs in S++ tier, and the next DPS in sight would have to be in the A tier to compare to her. Her damage is through the roof and honestly makes sense. She's our very first agent in the game that's a Void Hunter, so I get why her DPS had to be on a whole nother level. If you have this character, content in the game becomes child's play. Not only does she shred through any kind of node that has ice weakness, you can place her on any node even without the ice weakness and stomp that shit to the ground. This character automatically guarantees you one side of shield defense instantly completed with no effort put in. If I didn't glaze this character enough, well, she has a katana, so that already makes her better than any kind of the characters on this list. The tricky thing with Miyabi is that she was just made available in the previous patch 1.4, and she will not be rerun for a handful of patches. My speculation is that we won't see her until at least patch 2.0. Another con about Miyabi is that she isn't free to play friendly. You are recommended to pull her weapon, as it gives out an enormous amount of crit rate, which is really needed for her. It is recommended that you get an 80% crit rate on Miyabi, and getting her weapon will make that 100 times more easier to do, instead of hunting for godlike discs. So if you're new to ZZZ and Miyabi does interest you, you're gonna have to thug it out for a bit. Now onto our undisputed number 1 agent on this list, we have to give it to homegirl Astra. See, I was really contemplating on switching Astra for Miyabi's spot in number 2, but with the insane amount of buffs that she provides to the team, along with her ability to change up how team comps are being played, to her capability to actually be put on any team and thrive by providing an enormous amount of buffs by clicking one button, I had to throw her in the number 1 spot. See, Astra by the click of one button provides her team with a 20% damage buff, along with a 25% crit damage buff, as well as a 1200 attack buff, further topping off Caesar's attack buff by an extra 200 attack, and also enables chain attacks outside of stunning an enemy, which to be quite frank, changes up the quality of the combat for the better, and she's the only agent in the game that can do this. Astra was a character that I didn't plan to pull for, but over time, seeing the full kit and testing her out, I did indeed end up pulling for her. The great thing about Astra is she's super easy to build, doesn't require her signature weapon, and she is relatively easy to obtain, as you don't have to wait for her rerun, but you can actually pull for her right now, and I believe you still have about 2 weeks left to get her. So for those of you that may be interested in Astra now but wasn't before, go grind up some pulls and try to get her, as universally she's the best support, as well as an agent that will 100% be future proof for a long time to come. And that's my top 5 limited agent list for 2025, and as the patches progress through time, fully expect me to make another one of these videos again with an updated list, and be on the lookout for my top 5 A rank agents for 2025 coming soon. For all you freaky frogs that stuck around to the end of the video, make sure to comment down below your top 5 limited S rank agents so we can compare how close our lists are or how completely off they are. I'm really curious to see how my list fared out. If you're new here and enjoy this kind of content, make sure to hit the sub button and turn the notification bell on so you don't miss out on any future videos. If you like this video, I'm more than confident you'll enjoy either one of these videos on screen. The one on the left, we talk about how I was completely wrong about Astra Yao, and on the right, we yap about the only agent that I'm looking forward to coming to ZZZ soon, hopefully. That's all I got for today, you freaky frogs. Make sure you all take care, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace, peace.